Guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. We're trying to be a bit more consistent now. Again, we've got a special guest for you, my brother, Wonda. For those of you who know him as Wondamix, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you.
Pleasure's ours, bro.
Welcome.
Laughing.
No, this is my guy. That's why.
They should have known me as Wondamix. Though. Just Wonda's fine.
I didn't want to heart up the government, so we do Wonda and Wondamix. You know, people know you as Wondamix.
Yeah.
You bought us some gifts today. I don't know if you look into it off camera.
What are we calling this one?
Nah, this is the actual drink. It just takes a while to marinate.
Yeah, well, this is not what I see. I
Nah,
Wondamix H2O.
Yeah, that's it, man. Now it's all last minute, and I thought, you know what? Water for now for Ramadan. Make the most of it.
Well, thank you for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man.
West side. How's Ramadan going for you, bro?
I can't lie to you. It's a breeze, alhamdulillah, bro. It's a blessed month, you know. For me, Ramadan's always easy. Like,
Alhamdulillah.
fasting wise, it's good. I think the hard part is just trying to find the time to do like the ibadah. Doing a bit more, reading the Quran, you know, praying more.
Yeah.
Obviously, just getting that in. It's not that hard, but it's just trying to find the time for that. But alhamdulillah, otherwise, I'm all good.
Alhamdulillah, bro. Is he everything? Wonder, is he Ramadan? Alhamdulillah.
Now, alhamdulillah, Car Couple is probably my favorite time of the year. I mean, it's just that togetherness, you won't really see that for rest of the year compared to now. So, you know, so it's nice because everyone's on the same journey. So it's a beautiful moment.
100%.
Even my mum said literally yesterday, she's like, Ramadan's the only time we eat as a family.
It's
And when she said that, I
though,
deeped
innit?
it and I was like,
It is, wallahi.
we actually never eat as a family. Everyone's got their own lives, work, this, that. Ramadan's the only time where
You come together.
you stop what
It
you're
doesn't
doing.
matter. Yeah, wallahi, it's so
Can't break
true.
bread.
But it wasn't like this
beautiful,
before,
bro.
wasn't it? Back in the day, it wasn't like this, where there was a lot of togetherness back in the day. Now you eat
100%
together.
there was more
I
to
agree.
yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more
togetherness.
distractions now than there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we were
Showing our
younger
age
as
a
well,
little
so
bit.
maybe we
That's what I'm
didn't
saying.
have.
It was probably
That's
we
also
were
true.
younger.
Yeah, because like
We don't really
We
saw
didn't have
that.
that many
School
responsibilities and that.
You're kicking ball, like you're playing.
Yeah.
You ain't really doing
That's
it.
true.
Yeah, wallahi, that's,
Now everyone's
now
got
you've got families,
responsibilities
you've got
and-
work, but still, it's still.
it is beautiful though to have everyone.
No,
around
definitely,
each other,
definitely.
sitting down eating. Yeah, it's
needed.
nice.
How's it going for you?
Alhamdulillah, bro.
He was
I
waiting for
was
that.
waiting for that. You know,
Yeah.
I was fishing, but we got there eventually. Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's going well. I enjoy it. Like Wanda said, this is most probably my favorite time of the year as well.
Yeah.
Where you just to sit back, relax, and just take in the holy month and the journey about it as well. So alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Do you think anyone? It's a random thought. Do you think anyone else drinks from the water to this day? Like not us, but do you think people still do that? You remember back in the day
What's that?
where people just like they're fasting but they drink from the toilet?
I can't lie. You know when I was a kid, well, like astaghfirullah, bro. But obviously I'm 13, bro.
We used to do it.
Nah, but you know when it's winter time, back
When
then
it's raining, you stick your tongue out.
it's winter time.
He's trying to drink the rain and that. I know this guy.
But you know when you're like 13, 14 and your mum used to tell you like, oh, make sure you fast today.
Yeah.
I used to back food at school and they come home and be like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah, mum. it
I
was
think that
hard
was the
today."
common
And then
theme. It was a common theme. It was a common
It was
theme. I
young
think.
and dumb, innit? Young and reckless.
Yeah.
I remember once, I won't hot him up with my boy. I caught him eating the Snickers. And it wasn't even like, it was whatever, innit? He didn't have to hide it, but because he tried to like hide it, it was hilarious, bro. Man's just eating the Snickers on the sly, like it's just, I'm seeing chocolate and that.
time?
Now this was year 7.
Oh, okay. That's
what's
That's
that?
bad, yeah.
Yeah, back
That's
same age,
baby
like
shit.
No, but I rate him though. He hit it though.
No,
rate
really.
it.
I like
It's
that.
funny when
Yeah,
you catch
yeah.
someone hiding something.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
Especially at that age, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when you're
yeah,
childish.
yeah.
Like,
And like you said, I rate the fact that like, not many people care. Like a lot of people are like, I don't care.
Of course,
But it's,
yeah.
it's good to hide your sins, bro. Sometimes
Yeah, yeah.
Bro,
you don't really want to be
it's,
out there doing it.
You're meant to hide your sins.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
you're meant to hide your sins.
Nah,
Like,
big
that's
facts.
No,
part of it.
they even say like it's even the person that's not fasting is from good etiquette to not show it in a sense of just so even let's say for example a woman when she's not praying
yeah,
etc. it's best to hide it. There's nothing wrong upon her, but it's just from good etiquette.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Just
I 100%
don't
agree.
It's
cause
just
more
respect.
distraction. Yeah,
It's just a matter of respect. Like,
Big facts.
you know, you show even other, like, the same way we, and hopefully we show other religions respect, regardless of what their faith is. There's, like, I've got a lot of friends, Eritreans, Christians, so they do Lent.
Yeah,
So they're fasting as well currently, but they're fasting different. So they don't eat.
they
like,
give up something, innit?
Yeah, so it's basically they what is it? They don't eat They don't eat anything made from animals. So basically all they consist of a lot of the time is just like potato things that the earth grow is what
Yeah.
they'll eat for I think it's like
okay.
2 months. So anything made from animals, i.e., milk, cheese, anything they stay away from, abstain from. So but yeah, so even when I was with them, sometimes like out of respect, I'll just order what they're ordering, which is going to be potato, veg, because yes, I can sit there and eating chicken, but it's the same way when I'm fasting, they'll show me that courtesy and not eat in front of me. So it works both ways.
Etiquette is important.
Yeah, it shows a lot about your character.
Big facts. Big facts.
Smiling.
You wrote that down.
Yeah.
Mr. Seductive.
I showed you a prick, bro.
Sean, we're onto
You're
it.
an absolute mug for that one. You pissed me
Maybe
off,
he
bro.
just said what everyone else is thinking.
Nah, bro. No one's
The
thinking
UK
that.
LL Cool J. The UK LL Cool J. LL Cool Sharp.
Wallahi, blame.
Hello, cool sharp.
LL Cool Sharp.
I'm not even gonna bump.
Bro, it's
Sweet
names,
beans. There's a lot, it's
There's
growing.
a lot of names there. It's growing.
Sweet
Wallah.
beans.
Yeah,
Go on, add it
you
to
know,
the
not
belly.
funny, bro. Bun you lot. But Wanda, today we're gonna unpack your journey a little bit, your life, the things you've been through. I think a lot of people don't know your
Story.
story. It's an interesting one. For those of those that don't know, it's
Abdu?
Do what?
it's an interesting one. And also along the way, we'll just throw like random thought-provoking questions at you, and it's just to see how you handle that. That's our kind of thing that we do here. But just quickly before we move on to that, question: the whole crepe situation. Where you sitting on that fence?
Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
can't lie to you. Like, obviously, he can afford to pay the nursery fees and whatnot. I just don't understand why people are making a big deal. Like,
That's my issue with it.
it's not even.
I don't think you should be expected to do something just because you can afford to do something.
Yeah.
What's the context behind it? Because
Yeah, some
we
people
know,
might
but
not know,
some of
people
that I
might
don't
not know. So I think it was a case of they're co-parenting, him and his ex, and they were talking about the nursery fees of their child.
right.
And I think they split it, right? They
Yeah.
pay half, and a lot of Twitter or the internet reacted saying he's a millionaire, he should be paying it all.
Yeah.
And she come out and said, well, actually, he does a lot of things for her. He set up the kid for life,
Yeah, she backed him. Yeah,
and he put me in a position to pay half or whatever.
what it's
Yeah, so like she was backing him.
Yeah.
But
She
obviously
was reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, and he come out and said, well, people are commenting on a situation where they have nothing,
They don't know.
no idea about. Like,
Yeah,
they don't know
yeah.
our discussions behind
Of
closed
course.
doors, which is
Yeah.
facts. Like
the
you
world we
don't.
live in now, that it's like everyone wants to know everyone's business.
Business.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
they're
wants
right.
to know everyone's business. Everyone wants to
Everyone's
dive
an
in and
expert
be
in
like,
everything in life.
Everyone's
Yeah.
an expert,
Financial
bro.
advisor, everything.
Yeah, forex traders.
Forex traders.
Everyone's there.
Everything, man.
Yeah.
And it's scary because,
Crypto.
everything, right? It's
Yeah,
like if that's their life and that's
100.
what they're
But
doing
to
for
be
their
honest,
life,
I don't
even
think,
be.
Listen, even if he's not, well, definitely if he's not a millionaire, maybe that argument wouldn't come if he wasn't rich. Maybe
It
Maybe
wouldn't
they
be
wouldn't
as
saying that 'cause I think they're saying that because he's rich.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, you shouldn't just because
It's got nothing to
you've
do
got
with
your
it,
wealth.
Yeah.
Why, like, you shouldn't be expected to do something. You should want to do it regardless, as in
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's doing whatever, you know.
No doubt.
That's the maddest
you know.
thing. No one knows the true ins and outs of that relationship, but everyone's got an opinion and they
Yeah.
want to say.
And the fact
"Oh,
that
you should be
she's
doing
backing
this."
it shows that she's happy
From
with
the minute she
scenario.
backed it, I felt like everything should have been deaded from there. Because
100%.
it's no longer your business, and the person involved has now spoken out and said,
You're
"No,
defending
he doesn't."
someone who's saying, I agree with the,
Thank you.
the thing you're trying to defend.
And that's the
me
issue.
from.
That's the
That's what
main
doesn't
issue
make
in
sense,
life
yeah.
nowadays, especially because she's come out and supported him and said, "No, he's put me on and
Yeah.
he's done this and he does that." Why are
you
you now
pay?
still invested?
Yeah.
Would you pay for all of it?
Me,
If he was in his position.
if I was in his position financially, I would do it.
Yeah.
But that's because I just think it's.
Yeah.
Ladies, get at him.
I'm not rich.
He'll pay for every simp. I'm playing. I'm broke. I'm paying. I said I'm paying.
I'm broke.
No.
But Wanda, how you
People just talk for the sake of talking.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Like, people have got so much time on their hands that they just find a little hot topic
Yeah.
and want to chat nonsense about it. Brother, go invest your time in yourself.
No, 100%.
Improve yourself.
Yeah, go
status
better
and
yourself.
whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
better yourself. That's all it is. Keep
No,
your nose out of
definitely.
other people's business. That's all it is.
That's the issue now. That everyone's business is, everyone's inside everyone's business, and no one really cares for that.
Shouldn't be that. But
Are you, let me ask another random question. When you're on the train, I notice this a lot on my way to work. When you're on the train and say now someone pulls out a newspaper in front of you or they bring their phone out in front of you, do you look at what that person's doing?
I can't
Do
lie.
you read?
I'll read the newspaper sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah. Not like as in I'm reading, but you know, like you said, if he's in front of me, I'll see like the headline. I'll read.
Okay, what if he's
Oh,
beside
hold
you?
on.
What if he's beside you?
No, I don't bother.
What about you?
I don't bother.
What, phone or newspaper?
Wherever.
I'm not gonna lie. I mind my business. I'm more time I'm on my phone anyway.
Good
Why did you ask which one? If you mind. He's reading sharp. I caught him.
Nah, I'm just
Nah, just trying to practice what you preach, isn't it?
I caught him.
It's mad. I'm
I'm guessing I rattled you, innit?
Nah,
Someone will
but
bring their phone out on the train, and wallah, amount of people I just see like they fully
Yeah,
just
yeah,
reading.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
that's not. I'm
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
and that's the
That's
life
why they
we
got
live
those.
in now.
You've
It's
seen those privacy screen protectors.
Yeah.
Where you can't.
Where it's
read
dark, you
from
can't
an
really see
angle.
from the side. Yeah.
That's why they got invented,
I
bro.
can't lie.
I got that.
If you are reading your.
Nah, it just
Yeah.
privacy in it. Just
100%.
you know.
Got a few people looking at my phone in it. And
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at I'm an idiot.
You show them.
I'll just stare at
Yeah, make them feel awkward.
them. for a
Yeah,
while,
facts.
and then I'll go back to my business.
Do you want to type it for me?
There you go.
What do you think I should say?
Yeah, you're gonna proofread it. Here you go. have a look.
Nah, I'm not on that.
Now, but let's just we'll go into you for a bit. So obviously we've had a little moment, but today is all about you. So let's talk about. Obviously, people don't know you when you was a lot younger. I believe you used to play football.
Yeah.
Allah Mubarak, I've played with him as well. He's a very fantastic footballer, a man of many talents.
Nah, he's a baller. I've seen him play.
Mashallah.
I like a good player, but obviously let's talk about like your early years, because I know that you were signed, or you're due to be signed for a couple of clubs, and his is legit. It's not that excuse that you see on people's Instagram bio.
Done
and,
my
you know,
knee in.
yeah.
Could have made it pro.
This is legit.
That's why I hate telling the story if I got
Yeah,
like, yeah. I
because it sounds
know,
like that now,
I
innit?
know
why I tried
everyone
to
hurt
put
their
that.
knees, but I'm actually legit.
That's
I'm
why I tried to put it out there for
Yeah.
you, bro. But obviously you could have got signed by a couple of clubs, I believe, when you was younger, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was initially signed at the age. First, funny enough, because I grew up in Jeddah, so we played football similar to like Brazil, barefoot, everything, you
Yeah.
know. And came to this country, and you know, the first day I came to school, I became popular.
What age is this? Sorry.
I came here when I was 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like the first day of primary school. The first thing I done on a concrete. This is how you know I'm fresh off the boil. And I'm doing back overhead kicks on also on a concrete. Yeah,
That thing
and then this guy is nuts, isn't it? Oh, obviously you know how football is, isn't it? It's like a language of his own, isn't it? And you know everyone was my friend, whatever. And then, funny enough, I enjoyed being a goalkeeper than playing on the field.
Oh, sorry.
Funny, yeah. So I was like, I enjoyed it anyway. And then I was playing against Broadwell Farm, which, you know, is a great team where...
For your primary school team.
Nah, primary school. And then we played against Broadwell Farm.
Okay.
So they're like a centre club,
Yeah.
etc. They're in farm,
Yeah.
right? And then their manager, Clive, he's actually big in the community. You know, he saw me playing goal the second half because our keeper got hurt and I enjoyed it. And he's like, you know what? Let me take your details. We've got a showcase match against Arsenal. And then before the showcase, obviously I played in training, and then he thought I was just a keeper. Like, by the way, I'm not a keeper, but I don't mind playing in goal with it. It's whatever. And then it's crazy because same thing that happened when I got scouted. I've done the same thing in the showcase. He saw me how I play in training, and he's like, okay, cool. Play in the field first half, and then play in goal. So he was kind of conflicted.
Yeah.
He thought I was actually good in goal, but I was okay. But so anyway, I played in goal and on a pitch as well. And then Arsenal scouted me and they were interested. So they were interested, Arsenal. I was with them for like a year. So I was signed with them, but my attitude was bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. My attitude was bad because I was very nonchalant. I was just very careless. And, you know, I just didn't really care for it. I enjoyed football, but I didn't care for it. And there was a lot of culture clash because I came to the country young. So there were certain things that I couldn't tolerate, whereas people here was quite normal. You know, I grew up from a place where everything was about respect.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a kid, so I'm like fighting people for no reason.
Yeah.
And then obviously they were patient with me. Then after that, you know, they let me go because of my attitude. And then I got signed for Fulham. I was there for a few years, and then again same problem. So as I'm growing up, I'm getting older. My teenage years, I'm developing. I'm still having this demon in me where, you know, there's a lot of attitude problems.
Yeah.
And
Growing
then
up.
yeah,
But
so.
don't you want to think, "Right, I can actually like bust through this. Like, I can actually become a footballer.
But that's the maddest part. I enjoyed football, but I never thought I wanted to be a footballer.
Okay, that's
Like, if you asked me what I want to become,
100.
I could have
That's
never
different.
told you what I wanted to become. I was just in the moment. Yeah,
Far ahead.
yeah. I wasn't thinking far ahead, etc.
in the moment.
Yeah, I was just enjoying it. It was just a hobby that I really loved.
Yeah.
And then I got released again from Fulham. Same thing, but I was there for a while, so somehow maybe improved on my behaviour. And then I was just playing, you know, semi-pro football. I was playing for Hendon, etc., like under 14, under whatever. And then there was a showcase game in Wood Green in North London. And then there was this lady who's an agent, her name is Jo, and she saw me play with older guys. They were like 18, 19. And then she was an agent. So she's like, look, I've got some showcase after this match. Do you want to stay around? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I played. There was a lot of scouts that time. There was like Liverpool, Chelsea, a lot of like non-league clubs, etc. Okay. And it was just on the spot. She just said, play. And there was a lot of clubs interested in me. So at that moment, obviously she's an agent, and I never knew who she was till I got to know her. And then, she just signed me there, and then she's like, look, there's a lot of clubs that are interested. We're going to work towards you. And then...
Thinking this is my ticket out.
Ticket out, yeah. She's quite a successful agent, actually. I don't know which player she has now, but... So she has a lot of players.
She's still doing it now, yeah?
Yeah, she's a football agent. Yeah. She recruits a lot of crappy young players, and then, it's like Project Mbappe, the real Project Mbappe. Ready-made. If you're a decent footballer, she'll grab you. And then her and another gentleman called Leon. And then, I went to, I had a trial for like 6 months with Chelsea, but this was after I hurt my knees. So the first injury I had was my knee, my meniscus. And then, so I'm still coming back. I'm not fit. I don't really take fitness at all. I'm just playing on vibes, Like I was never into fitness at all. And it was just my ability to play football. And then I was at Chelsea for a bit, but the reason why they didn't sign me was because I wasn't fit at all, which is reasonable. It makes sense. Yeah. But she still kept me. There was other teams that were interested, Liverpool, etc. I didn't go Liverpool because my mum was trying to focus on education. And she's like, that's a bit far, just stay around London. This is like 15, 14, going to 16. So I'm still like in secondary school. It was GCSE times. So, all right, cool. I was at Chelsea then. I played a lot of games. Watford were interested. It was a lot of clubs that were interested, but there was always a barrier. And most of the barrier was me. It wasn't as if like, I could never say, the club didn't like me. Some people like, the guy doesn't like me, whatever. You had that through the journey, but it was mostly me. Like, that's something I take accountability for. Like, I was never serious, in all honesty. Then I just played football for fun, and then I hurt my other knees till I was about to get signed to Watford, actually. That's when I hurt my other knees, and then... God's the best of planners. It's like, when I look back at my life,
for you, so.
I would never change anything, like whatever happened in my life. And that's my football journey.
And this is my favourite part. This is when it gets interesting. This is where it gets really interesting.
Not really that interesting, but it's interesting.
For me, this is interesting. I don't know if you know this. So he went from obviously football, whatever, whatnot, then fast forward a few years. Yeah. He became a model.
Yeah, no, I've heard. I haven't heard you
moving like Jack Grealish.
I haven't heard you unpack it. Go on, tell me about that, because I know you've done it. I just don't know how it came about or anything like that.
This is my favourite part of the journey.
Catwalk and all sorts.
I've learned from catwalk.
They flew him out. He was doing big brands. He done a lot, bro. Yeah.
He wants to be humble about it.
So with the modeling thing, I don't know, man. It's strange how they deceive what is a model and what is not. They get it. So it's mad, isn't it, how people's perspective of beauty.
How did you get scouted for that? That's what I want to know. I'm still trying to get scouted.
Because it's the month of Ramadan, there's actually a theme to it. So I was doing my e-shopping. I was quite young. So I was in Oxford Street.
Picked you up on road.
No, literally central. Like I was literally walking. I was going to Nighttown, trying to do e-shopping or whatever. And then this
AstroTurf and jeans, yeah.
You know what? I think he probably was. I don't know.
But it made it look cool.
I had a bit of a drip after that.
That was after, sorry.
And then, this gentleman, John, he just stopped me and he was like, people that stop you just think, they just want to, I don't know if he was a Jehovah's Witness or something. I didn't know who he was. And he's like, let me just get your attention for a second. Would you like to get paid just to walk? And I just stopped in it. He just put money in it.
What a pitch.
That is absolute pitch.
What a pitch.
Obviously,
you can't say no to that.
Yeah, because it's like,
I'm doing it for free right now.
I'll be like, what?
What? Walk, get paid? You don't even want to ask where it is, innit? And then I stopped, he took some pictures like next, Oxford, next to Nighttown, right?
So wait, he just pictures of you there and then, bro?
Yeah, so...
He whipped out the camera, you had a camera, everything?
Nah, he just said, let me get your details. Can I take a picture of you on the wall? I think he just wanted to have an idea. So maybe he was scouting through other people.
Did you not at that time think like...
What's this
weird?
weirdo?
A bit weird, like why is he taking a picture?
Exactly, but I wasn't thinking too much. Remember, I'm like thinking about Eid. Like I'm just, I wasn't really paying attention. I was caught off guard. I put money. I was just,
so... You heard money. When you're young and you hear money.
You hear money, right? So anyway, he took my details. He's like, look, there's going to be a show coming up. It was London Fashion Week, but I didn't know what it was. And then he took my details. Then I went to the designer. So I think he was like part of the designing team or whatever. And so I went to the designer, Christopher Shannon, his name. These guys are big, by the way. So it was not something that I knew anything about fashion.
Yeah.
But in the fashion world, they're big, right?
Yeah.
So tried their clothes. It's quite interesting clothes, actually. It wasn't really something I would wear personally.
I've seen some of the pictures.
Yeah. But now, you know what? Now it's fashion.
It's
Yeah, no,
It's
facts.
mad. It's crazy. It's fashion
Back
now.
then, it was a bit like,
What the heck? So I tried it on, etc. He gave me like the lowdown. Then I went to London Fashion Week, and this is someone. I'm from the ends. I'm from the ends. All I know is the ghetto. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
So I don't know anything of this kind of high
world
life.
is,
Yeah, the most
foreign
high
to you.
life I've ever been to was the football aspect of it.
Yeah.
So cool, you just see cameras, etc. And you're like, wow, it's actually real. And when he gave me the designer's details, that's when I realized, okay, there's nothing
Yeah,
fishy.
yeah.
So I did my own research. And then, yeah, it was like my first London Fashion. They had to teach me how to walk,
Yeah.
which was mad. Like,
that's
you're thinking,
crazy.
Yeah. It's
Were they
crazy.
gassing you? Like, were they saying, yeah, you're the next, like, were they
Nah,
doing
nah,
this?
I think not now.
Were they doing that? That's what I feel. Were they
Nah,
gassing
nah,
you
nah.
like, yeah, that pose?
nah.
What's that film?
Which
Zoolander.
was Zoolander. That's a great
Bang
film.
film, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, like, was you doing them? Yeah, like,
So the first,
I've had teachers you how to walk.
yeah, so they were teaching all of us how to walk. Bear in mind, all these guys that I was walking with,
Yeah.
they're models already, so they know how to walk.
Yeah, they've
they've
been
got
doing
agents,
this.
etc.
So this is all off the cuff. You've just come straight in and he's just put you straight there.
Not straight there. Remember, I went to the designer's headquarters to try the clothes, etc.
but that's
I'm
a
saying
meeting.
this is still black
So
fresh, bro.
Your
Yeah,
first
fresh.
show,
Yeah.
Your first show was
First
the
big
London
show was London Fashion Week.
Yeah, that's mad.
It's a big show.
And
Yeah,
that was
big show.
that show that after they taught us how to walk, whatever, which
Yeah.
I
Still
feel
remember
like
how to walk.
I don't even know. I had a limp. I was bopping. And then that show
with a bop, they straightened him out.
They straightened him out, like,
Fidel.
They're bopping
So
over here.
that London Fashion Week was, I think when Kanye West was with Amber Rose. So they were there.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
that
they were.
period.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were there as well.
Yeah.
Victoria Beckham was there. What's that footballer that used to play for Aston Villa? Something Lennon or something. The tall guy, Crew.
John Carew.
John Carew, yeah. I don't know where Lennon came from, yeah. But John Carew, all these guys were there, right? So it was actually a big thing. So I didn't really know what London
You're
Fashion
just
Week
seeing now all these A-list
yeah, and then
celebs
after the show, people are coming to you, taking pictures, etc. And you're just thinking,
When you're walking, do you notice like that? I've always
You're
wondered.
so
'cause
focused on
They're
your
so
walk.
like obviously for
No,
you,
'cause
someone like you, bear in mind, you've just come straight into this. For them
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I can understand their
Yeah.
tunnel vision and they walk that path and they walk straight back. Like for you coming straight into this, did you ever be like when you're walking, be like,
don't trip up.
yeah, like don't trip up,
yeah.
don't
yeah,
do
I
this.
thought about don't trip up. I did
that's
think about
it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did think
yeah.
about that. But to be honest, I was just thinking about the money in it. So like, if I drip up, I don't think I'm getting
Yeah,
paid.
yeah,
yeah.
So I was just like, I just
Do you
followed
have to do
the.
that like smolder in your eyes and that? You know, like that little squint that you do. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if I've done it well.
Nah, he done it.
I don't know if I've done it well.
Yeah.
So
Teach sharp, but he's been trying. The last two episodes.
So don't teach him, bro.
No, you might as well, man. Yeah,
productively.
smoldering. Yeah,
Even
teach
more,
him.
bro. We can't do that. It's Ramadan,
Sharp, we
bro.
got you. After this, off air,
bro.
off air, we got you.
Sean, look what you started.
So yeah, I think that was the first show. After that, they were really interested. I think because I was a fresh face, there was people that in the fashion industry kind of sense who's new.
They're saying like you're a natural.
I can't remember what some of the words.
I've been watching
yeah,
like,
you watching that film?
yeah, you're a natural.
He probably watched
You're
it before the show.
Yeah, you're
watching
at home. Like, nah, you're a natural. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Go on.
But yeah, nah,
He might be a
then
scout, bro.
I'm trying to get signed. You got to teach me how to walk.
nah,
as well.
it's a crazy
Look
one.
at
I've
him,
never
yeah,
advised
don't
anyone
worry.
to do that personally. But so yeah, then I had a lot of people that were interested. That a lot of big agents that are like in the fashion industry, Premier, etc. They were interested. Then I think I've had follow-up London Fashion Weeks. I've done like 3. And then I had opportunities. I was invited to do Tommy Hilfiger in New York Fashion Week. But it was amazing how I missed it because I was in Saudi. So I went Umrah and then... And them times, it was back, I think BlackBerry days. So
Yeah.
and none of us were looking at emails. You know what I mean? I was looking at email on my computer. So I went on my friend's house. I checked on my email just randomly. I think I was trying to look for something else. And then the agent that I signed for were trying to just get hold of me and they couldn't get hold of my phone. And they're like, oh, there's a show, they're trying to fly you out, etc. Alhamdulillah, I missed it. I'm glad I missed it.
No,
You know,
alhamdulillah. It was written, it was written.
But it just-
it twisted.
Nah, because thinking about it, I'm like, raw, Tommy Hilfiger is actually one of my favorite brands just to this day.
Yeah,
in terms of clothing, it was like, that would have been a great opportunity. But yeah, so and I kind of moved out of it. I wasn't trying to stay there for long. For me, I had a different motive. It was kind of money motive, but
Was it always just to make a quick little?
How frequent are modeling jobs? Like, obviously, I get the fashion week you get paid for.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I'm guessing your agent may shout you, "Oh, we've got a shoot for you here today, and then we've got another shoot for you here." Is it like consistent money coming in? But also, I can imagine it's big money coming in. So
Yeah, so
I don't think it's big money consistently. It must be big money.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
Nice payday
every few months.
There's
and
big
stuff like
gigs and there's small gigs, and there's a crop of models where there's a lot of auditions. So there's a lot of brands, ASOS, etc.
I was gonna say, have you ever noticed when you see ASOS and then you go to like Boohoo, they're the same people.
Yeah.
They use the same.
Yeah. I was at
Recycle
ASOS
them.
as well. Yeah.
Oh, you done ASOS?
Oh, you done it as well?
Yeah. I'm not
I'm
gonna
mad. I'm mad. All over the
So
Kept them discounts themselves. They
Yeah,
paid
yeah,
them.
yeah. Don't worry.
Let the random suffer.
Full price.
nah, there's no discount.
No, I'm playing.
But there's a lot of auditions, so you go to a lot of brands. They check you. You give them your card, and your card has all your information, your weight, your size, your height.
that.
Yeah, and it has a picture of you. So they have this to kind of incorporate what they have. Does this suit?
Fit.
Because there's a lot of clothes where maybe I didn't get the role for because of my weight,
Your build.
my build, etc. So there's a lot of factors. If they like you,
If you were slimmer, would it work better in that world?
No, funny enough, I
this
think I was
guy's slimmer.
I
No,
was
but I don't know
I
what
was
they-
slim. I was really slim.
I don't know.
Like,
Skinny,
So they
yeah,
wanted
bro.
you to be a
Man.
bit more, like
I don't know because
Okay.
every brand has a different
look.
look,
makes
you know what I mean,
sense.
objective for that brand. So I wouldn't really know why they're rejected, but a lot of people get rejected, and that's part of it's just the norm.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
Just
I
the
can
norm. It's
imagine,
just
yeah,
like you go to different auditions. When you go to the audition, it's because they called you because they're interested in you. So I went to a lot of audition because they're interested in you. They want to see you face to face. They want to see you trying the clothes. Does it fit?
How it
So-
looks.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
a lot of factors they look into it, and then if they're interested, they'll liaise with your agent, and then they do the budgeting, whatever. Right. So that's usually the day to day of a model. And the problem was because I wasn't a model. I never wanted to be a model. I never cared to be a model. But you kind of fall into their world, just partying, a lot of crazy stuff. But one thing that made me want to really leave that environment was just how shallow they were. Like they were just really people that were just shallow. Like they were so insecure. Someone has a spot. They're stressing like real, because you need to remember this is their livelihood.
That's a livelihood, yeah.
I get it, but it was just like
their livelihood.
yeah. But my culture was
too
like
much, innit? Yeah,
it's
yeah,
too much, and I'm thinking, nah, I'm not from this side of life. Like this is not my life. I'm not
my
really
world,
like, yeah. Like I mean, it was already a shock that I had to move to a model, and I'm in the end. The boys are grilling me.
Yeah.
But
must have got you.
yeah, the man were on to me, but
I can imagine.
yeah,
bro.
but I held my own, so the man always show love. But it was just like you just realize like how it's not really a great place to be in, and I think that was my first epiphany. Thinking, I always tend to have some sort of epiphany where when I'm always like in a pinnacle of something, I'll remove myself away from it, and it's probably a blessing in disguise because it's like if I continue just a bit further, I would have just
don't know
probably
where
I would have
what
lost
rabbit
it, man.
hole
I would have lost it, man,
yeah.
because
Like you said, that lifestyle is like it's fast, bro.
Fast-paced,
Money,
it's fast, man. It's
women,
fast.
partying. It's just
It's
constant.
crazy,
You're just
man.
in
It's crazy,
you're in a
like-
black hole, and you don't come out of that.
Yeah, literally. And it's like, you need to remember those now, like there's a lot of people on social media where they're influencers, right? So that's something that they want to push, fashion, etc. But these guys were like, they're the actual model.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm thinking, if people are so insecure to this day and age, like doing Instagram and they just got their own followers, imagine these guys, this is their livelihood. A lot of influencers don't really get paid from it like that. But these guys, this is their job. Like they're on the big billboard, whatever. And it's just like, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not trying to be insecure about a flipping spot, man. You know what I mean? This is just life. Like, you know what I mean? There's not,
deep.
like I'm not built for that kind of stuff. So I just kind of, I never quit, but I kind of like just,
You kind of step back.
yeah. And my agent kind of, I spoke to one of my agent and it was just like, it's whatever.
Did he try to push you to carry on?
Yeah, of course, because it's
Yeah, they
business,
get
isn't
paid
it?
out of
It's
it.
money, yeah.
Yeah, it's business. And obviously at that time, there wasn't a Somali or whatever male
Of course,
model,
like a
you know?
niche- it was a niche market,
Yeah. It was like a Somali male model. Yeah, niche market. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the terminology. Don't worry. Yeah.
Listen, he's been doing his homework, man.
Doing a lot of these shows.
I watch some madness. Don't worry.
He's trying to get into the fashion.
You're a natural, darling. You're a natural.
You need to get into your contract.
Don't worry,
Oh,
but he's
man.
still got the agent's number. Hey, if I disappear from the pod, you know know what I'm doing.
You know.
Know what I'm doing, boy.
I'm coming with you, bro.
Yeah,
Make sure
you
you're
know what I'm
sitting in the
doing.
front row, innit?
Huh?
Just make sure you're sitting in the front row. London
Listen,
Yeah,
if you see
man.
me with Kanye, yeah, don't ask questions, big man.
Yeah, man. So that was optimum of what the fashion world was, and it was just like, all right, cool. And they were still trying to reach me even like years later, but I was just like, no, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not
Alhamdulillah,
interested.
like you said, that sometimes like there's blessings in it. Like,
100%,
that
bro.
trip to Saudi.
Yeah, of course.
Bro,
to you
and
from
Slow it
Yeah.
down.
deep,
going
he
left.
just said as
Yeah.
well, he missed going to New York,
Yeah.
and instead you ended up doing Umrah.
Yeah, I was in
Bro,
Umrah.
look at
Like,
the blessing, bro.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
that
yeah.
extreme
Alhamdulillah, yeah,
to the
other.
one of the
the beautiful
Not
was
another,
there.
but beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
one of the best things you can do.
Of course, the best thing. Like,
That's what I'm saying. That and
literally.
Hajj. So imagine
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
missing it for that. Not even missing it because you're just like, yo, chilling.
Yeah.
There, like getting closer to your creator, your Lord.
Yeah.
So, bro, the barakah is different. But
ridiculous.
obviously,
and at that time it's crazy because I wasn't.
Like,
yeah, go on.
how old were you? Sorry,
I was
roughly at that time.
I think the mother after football was like 17.
So you were still
19,
a young man,
yeah,
like where
17, 19,
most
20, I
young
think.
men at that age, you know what we're
Yeah,
feeling. Like,
yeah,
you're still
yeah.
living. You're just
Yeah, you're just thinking, yo,
living,
this is
yeah,
the
you're
life. Like, I mean,
Yeah, of
everyone's
course.
getting
It's
lit or
A lot of
whatever.
young
It's lit.
people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
like that.
active.
They just want to be lit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outside.
Everyone wants to just be
We
lit.
outside.
whatever.
Yeah, outside.
Yeah, and it's mad because when I was in Saudi, it's not as if like I wasn't even at that time. I wasn't even spiritually there. Like I was just
But
there
you're
because
still
my mom.
amongst it. Yeah,
Yeah. My
Here
mom
and
just
there,
took me, and I was
that.
just like, yeah, okay, cool. Because I grew up in Saudi, so it's just more of like, oh, let me see my friends, whatever.
Yeah, go
You
back,
know what I mean?
yeah, see your
But it was
roots.
just like thinking back, it was like, I'm glad I missed it. And even when I missed that moment, I wasn't gutted, but I was just like, oh, I just missed a big lick.
You just heard the big. It's just a big name.
missed the
Yeah,
payday.
that was about
Designer
it.
name,
Like,
Payday,
it was nothing
innit?
else
I
to
missed
me.
the
Like,
payday,
yeah, it was just a payday. It wasn't like,
Yeah, it wasn't
oh,
anything like
That's really what it
We're
was.
allowed to
Really.
talk about what the modeling prices were
I think it's probably more now. I think
back
them
in
times.
your time. What's the most? If you don't mind me being personal.
Nah,
It's
me, I
not
didn't get
tonight.
money. You want me to get robbed or something? No. To be fair, because I was so inconsistent with, I had a lot of auditions, and I've been on magazines, etc. I think my mom got some copies, but it's just like I think the biggest opportunity would have been the Tommy Hilfiger one actually,
Okay.
and I think the region that they say is ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous. Them times now it's still money, but them
I
times it's
believe
like
it's a lot more. I'm guessing it's a lot more now because there's so much more like sponsorship. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or to before, but
I think now is less.
Oh, is it?
Because there's so many. there's a lot of
There's a lot of
monetization.
different avenues.
Yeah, there's a lot of avenue where you monetize. So companies are smart in it. They're thinking we're not gonna like. You know, what I mean, you work with Gucci or Louis V. That's part of the package. Whereas
Okay.
before it wasn't like working for these brands, and you was like the rare people that was picked.
Can I ask you something?
You know.
How did your family like find it?
You know what? I think I think my mom laughed about it. 'Cause
Yeah,
me and my
yeah.
mom always laugh about a lot of
Yeah.
things in it. So she didn't really think about anything of it, and I wasn't doing nothing crazy.
No,
Like, I
no,
wasn't,
but just
yeah.
I think-
it's a thing that you
know what it
rarely
is?
hear. Like,
It
oh,
is
mum,
a-
I'm a model. Like,
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
convo with
I
mum.
think
Like,
it's something they'll be not necessarily like upset. I think they'll be happy. Oh, my son's beautiful. Not in their head. They're
but
thinking,
you know what?
Yeah,
my son's
yeah,
beautiful.
No, you know why I
Like,
asked?
check him out. Like,
no, but do you know what?
Trending on WhatsApp.
Yeah, do you know what I asked?
it was before the WhatsApp times.
If you
Like,
make it as a footballer or you're trying to make it,
they'll
more
spit
time they're like,
slander
bro,
you,
go
man.
back to school, man.
yeah,
But if you're saying, oh, mum, I'm a
bit
model, like, do you reckon they think, oh, like,
My son's beautiful.
Yeah,
They're
like-
thinking, yeah, my son's.
do you reckon
hot.
they're going to be more supportive than if you was to say, you know what, I just got signed
I
by
think so.
I think
Arsenal or
my
Fulham?
mom has always been supportive, but I
Regardless,
don't know.
yeah.
I think for me, it's just like I've never ever actually said I'm a model. That's never come out of my
Okay,
mouth. So I
okay,
think I think my approach to life on that when I was doing that was just like
Very
people
just-
knew because of social media, etc. And them times, I was really active on Twitter, and we had followers there, whatever. And it was just like people knew.
People knew, but you never proclaimed it.
Yeah, I never proclaimed it, saying I was a model or
Yeah.
I put on my bio, I'm a model. Like
Yeah.
little things like that. I
You
just
missed the
yeah.
trick,
Sean
boy.
definitely would've-
You missed the trick. I would have done
Yeah,
it ASAP.
Nah, but I just
I might do it now.
yeah. No, just things that I don't like to. I don't know. I'm the type that I just don't like to highlight what I do.
Yeah, no,
or
no,
what
of
I am,
course, yeah,
And I think it's just like I just let it. If people know about it and they want to speak about it, cool.
Sometimes
whatever.
it's better to hide your blessings as well.
Yeah,
Facts.
Yeah,
No,
but-
worries, we're gonna pattern you, bro. I'm gonna see if I can speak to a few
Please
people.
do, man.
And we'll see.
yeah, I think you got it, man.
I think my walk's all right. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. Yeah, not bad. It's not bad.
It's a little bit of limp, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
all
right.
right. I think we can
Okay,
work with it.
let me before we get back onto, let me throw a random question in you. What 3 things do you value most in people?
Value people in people, yeah.
Yeah.
genuine, kindness, and just humble. I think
I love that.
yeah.
They're the three that I would
Same.
value the most. Yeah.
I would have added loyalty, but I think if you have those three things,
They're gonna be
loyalty,
loyal.
it
It
covers
builds
it.
ties.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I think I've always had a soft spot for kind people. You know, even like if someone was getting bullied in school, like I would never let that happen. You know,
I think even me and Westside were talking about it the other day, just how important it is to be like
Just kind.
bro, and like even from a Dean aspect of it as
Yeah, of
well,
course,
like it plays heavy on your scale, like
No,
it
no
weighs
doubt,
a
no.
lot.
Yeah.
And people, it's the one thing I believe that people belittle. Like people don't take much seriousness in being kind or having like good character. Like, let me do this. But also like when you're kind, it shows that you have a lot of mercy towards people.
No, of course.
And you only enter Jannah through Allah's mercy.
No doubt.
You know where I'm coming from. Like, and Allah says, if you show mercy to mankind, I'll show mercy to you.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
when you're kind, it stems from somewhere good. But people, I feel like if we were a lot more kind to each other in life, I feel like society and everyone
100%,
today would be.
Yeah.
Would
But
be
the
a lot.
kindness is not just to other human beings.
everything,
it could
bro.
be to animals. It could be
Yeah.
to society.
Nah,
it could be
definitely.
to a plant. Like,
Yeah. I think
simple things
sometimes
you see
It
in
just-
a
yeah,
plant,
yeah.
just watering a plant.
No.
That's just kind.
It's just
I think
kindness.
sometimes it's even more like it's better to be kinder to animals and plants because they don't even have a voice. And animals you can't and plants and stuff like we think they're just plants, but they're living. They're living organisms,
part of
like they're
society.
living. They're still being created the same way we have.
Yeah, and I think the beautiful thing about that is like, you know, sometimes I think just how humans think is like when you do for something, you might subconsciously think you want to get something back in return.
Yeah.
But when you do that kind of act, it's just like you're not expecting nothing back.
I hate
You
that,
know what I mean?
yeah.
You're just literally just doing it for a purpose, you know, and that purpose, you know,
And
as a Muslim, you get
100%.
rewarded for it.
100%,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like you should just give, like you said, you should give not for anything, but like the way I see it is, I give not to get anything. I don't
Not to
ever
receive.
want anything back from you, and also I know that when you give like out of love, you're gonna get it back. Whether
100%.
Allah will give it back to you, whether it
100%.
be through you, through your children, to someone you love, it will come back to you regardless.
Yeah,
100%.
But people
And
always
even-
they want it now.
and
If I'm giving you
even-
something, why are you not busting me now? Or
Yeah.
oh, I remember last time I hate that. I really genuinely.
That gives me the ick.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
If it doesn't come back to you in this life,
it'll come back to you in the next. So I'll be patient.
So
I'm
it's a
happy to
win-win.
be
It's a
patient.
win-win. But
Yeah,
obviously,
man.
we're very
Now give it to me now. I want it
Fickle,
now.
like, we
But
don't
that's part
think-
of your character, innit?
Yeah.
And I think like if it's not part of your character, I feel like people just need to work on that because it don't cost nothing.
You know
to be
what?
kind.
I think because we're in an environment where everyone is just it's a selfish environment. If we're saying generally, like I think one thing that I could compare here and where I grew up somewhere else, you know, there like we share the same food on one plate. You don't really see that here. I'm not saying that you have to.
No, but 100, yeah.
But you know, there's blessings. Like there's a lot of things that other maybe Muslim countries apply that maybe if we took a pinch of that, you know, it will make us maybe a bit more kinder. So
and humble. I think.
yeah, no doubt. So I'm go on.
No, sorry to just cut you off, but is it like the only time you see those type of acts is when it's Ramadan? That's when everyone's kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when it's crazy. Because I
Everyone's
think
kind of
Ramadan
Ramadan.
is
Yeah.
we live our life how you meant to live it every single day.
Every single
in a
day,
month.
We do it in a month. I'm saying it just shows you this is what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Why don't you do
That's
it?
beautifully said,
the
man.
other,
100%.
you know,
No,
11
100%.
months. Like, why don't you do it? And this is not me preaching. This is a reminder to myself.
Always,
as well.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
part of the problem as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it highlights that you are able to do it.
Of course.
Yeah, and
You know
I
what I
believe
mean?
kindness is one of the most beautiful traits
100.
that a human being can have.
You know, I was talking to my
It's a
boy about
standout
it.
character. for me.
Wallahi,
Yeah, it's a
like,
definite standout
you know, I was
character.
And they
talking to my
say,
boy.
there's a saying, it says kindness is what the blind can see and the deaf can hear.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Say
isn't it?
again, say again.
Blindness is what the blind can see
Yeah.
and the deaf can hear. Because when you're kind, and like
Yeah.
this guy's yeah,
wanted to process that.
I had to process it. I wanted to get it. No, but I actually wanted to deep it. I actually wanted to
it's
understand
beautiful because
Yeah.
it genuinely is.
Nah,
Like,
it's
when you're
true, it's true,
genuinely
it's
kind,
true,
it
it's
shows on all avenues.
Of
Like
course,
you'll
man.
see it, you'll feel it. Like it's, and also I don't get why people don't want to be kind because you get like, you know that warm feeling you get in your heart when you do.
Yeah, that's happiness. For me, that's happiness.
Wallahi,
That's something that
bro,
you
I
can't get
love
from
that.
nowhere.
Like,
Yeah,
It genuinely makes my heart
Yeah, of
warm,
course.
and I live for moments like that.
course.
Just
Yeah.
those little random acts of kindness that
Very
just.
important.
But what was you saying? I'll cut you off. Sorry, your friend.
No. I was gonna say it actually links to what you just said. I was having this discussion with my boy. Is there such thing as a selfless act? Because on one hand, I agree with everything you said, like giving, and you should give, and we're taught to give as humans, as Muslims. But like the fact that we're getting joy out of it, does it now become selfish because I'm seeking that joy? to make myself
I
feel
get what you're
good.
saying. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, so is it really truly essence in its purest essence, selfless? If I'm thinking, you know what, I feel better about
love that
myself when I
feeling
help.
I
I
get.
love
Yeah.
that feeling.
Yeah, I get
Never
it.
thought of it
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that.
Don't get it twisted. I still think, regardless of whether it is or
kind,
isn't,
yeah.
be kind and give. But
That's a good one.
you just
I've
think-
never thought of that.
Step
though.
out of it and think.
Never
Is it?
thought of it like
Yeah.
No, but maybe there's I don't know. I'm just trying to throw things
Is it
out there.
truly selfless? Is all I'm.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah. I get where you're coming from.
That's the
But
discussion.
I don't
my
think
boy
it's
was having.
selfish. Maybe there's a wisdom where Allah put being kind to people. It still gives you that contentment where you don't need to be praised by anyone.
That's,
what I'm trying to say.
that's very true.
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whereas if let's say you've done something for me and maybe you want to hear it, like, oh, thank you, Izzy, whatever. But whereas that happiness, you're not gonna get that from
And
me.
also, I was saying,
Maybe it puts it in your heart so that you can do it
do it more.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're searching that feeling,
It's gonna get.
then you keep giving.
Yeah,
And if you
no,
keep
no.
giving, you're helping someone, and also in return, you're
Of course,
you're
yeah,
searching.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That feeling.
it's just a
never,
little food for
it's
thought.
always
that
a
one.
win-win. Yeah,
I like that
Food
one.
for thought.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm done. I'll see you lot next
On
week.
that note, I'm out.
I'm out.
On my duties.
Just to sort of get back onto you. So before, obviously, I think a lot of people don't know. Before you started Wondamix, you went through a phase of different
Yeah.
Different
avenues of
yeah.
different businesses. You done cupping, you done perfume, you done
I need to do that, by the
you
way.
done a lot. Yeah.
They will
But
swear.
before that,
Inshallah.
before that, he was infamous for Abdi who?
Some call it Abdi Ana.
Some call it Abdi Ala.
How did I skip that one?
This I'm not familiar with. So
To be fair, it's that same transition though. It's like football modeling, and then that.
that was the
Yeah,
next
so
the
yeah,
YouTube
I think that would have been the next moment
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah, it was the YouTube thing.
I heard you got certain, mashallah, high views at one stage.
Yeah, yeah.
For him,
yeah.
for a lot of people that don't know,
Yeah.
him and a few other people, they done a sketch called I don't want to swear, but I think Somali people say and do it, right?
Ish Somali people
Ish,
say and
yeah,
do.
ish
It's
Somali
like
people
couple
say
of
and
parts,
do.
yeah.
And they done it. I think it was like 2011 or 12. I'm not mistaken. It was
Yeah.
a while back.
It was
I remember.
around them times.
What was it?
It's like
I think it was around them.
it's touching. Yeah, I think because someone told me, I think last week, saying, "Yo, 'cause somehow the videos are they're always
still circulating?
It's some people always have a copy. Like we always reported it, and people still have a copy. So,
So yeah, obviously we'll get to why
yeah,
you
yeah,
reported it to
yeah,
go off. They done a little sketch and it was it was hilarious in it. And they got it was at a time where it
YouTube
went-
wasn't at its height.
No, YouTube was at its height, but
Okay.
it was a time where
still new.
random. It was new, but also like people doing those type of things weren't getting a million views.
Yeah.
But it was getting they got. I think they touched 1 million views
Yeah.
in a time where it was really like, especially
Unheard
for,
of.
yeah,
uncommon.
and especially within like
Man
our
them as
community.
well. Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
the
yeah.
Somali community, that was unheard of.
Even those
How
type
did
of
that make you
sketches
feel?
in our community wasn't.
Never, yeah.
How did that make you feel when you saw it touch 1 million views?
I think if I was in a mindful way, I was thinking about numbers or YouTube, because I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like someone hit me up. Well, actually, no, the story was, Twitter, etc. I was doing the modeling. Zach Salad, who was recording it, the one that was, infamous for knocking the door, asking about the birthday. He was doing media at that time, and he hit me up and he wanted to do an interview for the modeling. So I was like, yeah, like I'm not really, I'm not really trying to indicate I'm a model, like, I'm not really, guys, I'm a model, whatever. So I was like, yeah, you know what, we'll do something in the future. And then I just had this, I was middle of the night, I was just thinking of something. I was like, oh, you know what, I want to do something outlandish,
Be
and
funny.
and then I just phoned him and I was excited about it. I've got this idea, like I've got these sketches, come to me, and it happened so quick. And because we were so young and excited, the first one, I think it was just like mostly was me.
Yeah.
Because it was crazy. So I told my mom about it. She's like, this kid is a nutter. And then, so I've told him each side of the sketch, like what we're going to do, this. I was fully like, just he was the cameraman, and as soon as we posted it, it went crazy. Like, this is Facebook time. I think, was it like Twitter times, etc.
Yeah.
And it was like the first day, it was like, it had 100,000 views. And then it was so crazy, went around the world. Like,
It went everywhere.
like my Facebook was just blowing, like from Africa to Australia, New Zealand, America. Like, it was just like, I was like, yo, like I didn't think we did.
You didn't expect it to be that big.
Yeah, it was just fun, did it? I was just, you know what I mean? I thought like, just do
People was
something.
just going to be in and around your area and a few
Yeah, it
other
was just
areas,
bands. Like I never had the
whatnot.
intention of numbers. I never had the intention of, let me get famous out of this, or let me get a name from.
Literally just did it for
Yeah,
vibes.
like it
came
was
up with the
literally for
idea,
vibes.
so
I was
let
like,
me
you know
do
what? I just want to troll and just have fun with it. And it just went off the roof, and then the demand was so crazy. that-
Instantly, just
yeah, first day, the first day,
flying.
like, it was 100,000
It
views.
was flying.
And these are times where like
It weren't
Nothing.
that was unheard of.
yeah,
bro, back
before a billion, it was like 100,000 views, and it was like on the front page of YouTube. And then, you know, now, like, how wherever you watch, it will show recommendation.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it's like YouTube will put what's hot for that day.
yeah.
And, you know, so our thing was there, it was going crazy. And then social media was going mad, and then people were asking for like more. And like Zach was like, oh, what do you want to do, etc. And I'm someone that's like, I try to not rush into things. You know, like I like to just
You like the organic way of.
I like to build things organic, you
Yeah.
know, like, you know, just maybe calculate everything. You know, do you want to do too much? Do you want to just add another one?
Yeah.
So the demand was crazy. I was like, okay, cool. We'll do another part 2. And then I just came up with other skits. And now, obviously, people have seen the first one. So all the boys or whatever, they wanted to jump in, you know? And it's like, cool, yeah. It's more content, more ideas. And I had so many things after that. And then we did a couple of other sketches, etc. But I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber. I never thought the opportunity of YouTube or what it could lead you to, etc.
What it could lead to.
I was just having fun with it. And then just like views were just going mad. Like it went to like, I think millions till I said, you know
That's
what, let's
mental,
play out.
isn't it?
It literally
Yeah.
flew. And then quick side story. So me and him went to Sweden together, innit? I can't remember what
We're gonna
year it
mention-
was. I'm always going to mention this. So we went to Sweden for a football tournament, innit?
Yeah.
And obviously Wonda, like Alan Barty is a shy guy. Like as much as people saw him on
Reserved,
YouTube,
very reserved,
they didn't
yeah.
expect, like, you know, when certain man,
You think
Yeah,
his
definitely.
online persona is
you're gonna
be-
see the same,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he's a very shy, humble guy in it. So when we was in Sweden, everywhere we went, me and him were staying together. Everywhere we went, people were shouting, Abdiano, Abdiano, like running around, Abdiano, Abdiano.
That's mad.
So me, I'm a kid in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
every
yeah,
time
I
I'm
can
seeing
imagine
them,
he's
I'm
buzzing
saying,
up.
yeah, come, I'll take a picture for you. And I know he's burning.
Yeah.
But like he's standing there with a smile on his face. And everywhere we went, I was his photographer. So I'm going around saying,
mad.
hey, this is Abdiano. Come take a picture of Abdiano.
Yeah, it was fun times.
Sweden,
man.
they were chasing him, bro.
I can imagine,
Like, they were
yeah.
running around after him.
Mad.
Abdiano, everywhere he went, even when he's playing, they're shouting Abdiano. We're going to eat, they're shouting Abdiano. Like everywhere we went, that's all I
That must
kept
have been
hearing.
annoying though.
Nah, because I don't know. Like I wasn't overthinking about things like that. Like I wasn't thinking about numbers on YouTube. Like I wasn't thinking about this and that. Like I genuinely wasn't looking for clout. Like it was just like I just thought it was organic. They're showing love, whatever. It was just like now how some people call me Wondamix. Now I know, just like no, this is just an element
Yeah.
of what I produce. That's not
Facts,
really.
yeah.
That's not
So
who I
just
am,
yeah. So
Finally, yeah.
so now they just and it followed me for the rest of my life.
That is
And-
you.
yeah.
To this day.
Like to this day, you know, to the point where I was like, yeah, that's not me. That's my twin. You know, that's not me. I don't have a twin.
So, what made you stop?
I think what made me stop. That's a question that I think a lot of people have been asking me all my life, but because like I don't know. I just never had the passion to do things too much. It's always been the same thing with me. Like I always had this epiphany where I like to leave things while it's good. You know, the only thing that I didn't leave while it was good was football because it wasn't written for me. I got hurt, and maybe that was a sign from Allah that was the best thing to stop at that time. You know, when I was doing modeling or other things, I stopped at a time where it could have went off the roof. You know, and there was no influence. It was just like me, just like I was just making a decision. That's it. Like I'm not doing it.
That could also be a bad thing sometimes if you want to stop.
Of course, yeah.
It can
It
hinder
could-
you, well, I
Yeah, of course. It can hinder someone if it depends on the person's perspective. Though, I
Yeah.
think it hinders someone if they're overthinking and be like, oh, what if I could have done that? But for me, it was just like, alhamdulillah, there was a time in my life where when I started praying and I've learned about what life is, like I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Like it was everything was just for its
line.
reason. Yeah, it was a line. Like I wasn't like, you know what. I wish I carried on. I could have been this or that. I was just like, no, I'm glad I stopped. And alhamdulillah, like it's not as if
That's the best way to look at it.
yeah. Like, so it wasn't like because my purpose wasn't. I think people will regret it if that's something that they really wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, if someone wanted to do a YouTube and be popular or famous,
Yeah.
and they stopped and they regretted it. There's a bit of
Then, yeah.
Sometimes
but-
people, that blindsides people. They're seeing the numbers that they're getting and they're flying and
Yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
this.
yeah.
You're thinking,
Yeah.
yo, let me carry on doing
Of
this.
course, that's what you think.
I'm here.
And I had that influence around me where everyone was pushing me, and I'm quite like, if I say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it.
That's it. Once you put your
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
to
Once
it.
I put my mind to it, you can't convince me. Like you can talk me into it, and I'll listen to you. I'm not going to be stubborn about it, but like no,
Ultimately, you
yeah. I just felt like
cool.
it makes sense to always do for me like that element of sketches, whatever. I always felt like if you do too much, you might dry out. now you're forcing it. Now you're killing it. You know, and I think a lot of people might fall into that kind of trap, but for me, it was just like, this is a classic. Keep it a classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where people are gonna always ask you, like, it's been 10 years now, and to this day, like, people always ask me, like, why did you stop, or why didn't you make more? And it's good because
Demand is
let it
high,
stay that way.
yeah, because you've kept it.
Yeah, kept it there, and it's like it has its history. You know, people grew up to that, so it's just like,
I think that's a good like a good example for like the younger viewers. Like, be true to yourself. Don't be like peer pressure. Don't be forced. to do something that
absolutely.
if deep down you don't really think you want to do it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
okay to say no. Like say
100%,
no.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm gonna leave it as what
Wallahi,
it was.
so true.
And also, don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't think because everyone's on the same board and, you know, there's an element of clout. Like, don't get blinded by that. If you feel like, you know what, that's not for you, then
Leave
like,
it.
You know.
yeah, like, you know
you
what
know
I mean?
better than
Yeah,
yourself.
There's no shame. You know,
Yeah,
Who knows better than yourself?
That's the
like,
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than other people.
Absolutely, man. And
So when you sort of, I think a little bit after that, you started practicing,
yeah.
and then you
Oh, I
went
want to say practice, praying. Started praying, yeah.
You started to take the deen a little bit more. Not to say that you wasn't before, but obviously when you're young, it's
Yeah. No, I wasn't at all, I'll be honest.
okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
I was trying
I think that was probably the... No.
I got shot. I respect you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to back you.
I'm not gonna paint a picture of something I wasn't. I wasn't at all. Like, all this stuff that I was doing, like, there was no deen. So when I think about it now, there's a blessing where a lot of things being stopped. But I wouldn't say it's because I prayed or whatever. It just, there's been a time in my life where, you know, I thought I can't find peace other than let me pray. I mean, sujood, and alhamdulillah, like, you know what I mean? That's just been the best journey at that time.
Yeah.
But
And I always believe as well, sorry to cut you, but
Yeah.
I always believe that a lot of the time we don't even realize it's our parents' du'as
100.
that are protecting us, because
Well,
I'm sure
100.
they're probably
100.
they're praying
definitely.
like, please
facts,
protect my children.
100%.
So whatever form that protection comes in, that is the best protection for you. So if it is
Bro, it's
to get
mad
you
you
out
said
of that
that.
world,
Yeah.
then that was the
Nah,
protection. Even though at the time we might not see
Nah,
it.
bro, it's mad that you said
Yeah.
that, because
Wallahi,
my mom always says, like, the amount of dua I make for you, and I'm sure everyone that has parents or had parents had the same intention for their kids. It was just like, you know, and
And
sometimes
even
I used to
those who
hear
are
her.
parents now, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure what they're doing. For their
Absolutely,
kids.
absolutely. You know, like, I used to even hear her sometimes make dua for me. It was just like, it was crazy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
That, it's mad that you touched on this, because it's definitely true.
Yeah.
Man. Definitely, man.
And then obviously you went to, obviously we reconnected back at Just Eat. So we all, I think that's where
That's
you
what
lot
I
all
met you.
met.
Yeah, that's what I met you guys
Did
there.
you met him
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I was in and out.
You was a part timer.
Yeah.
And then I believe during your journey at Just
That's
Eat,
when I started.
yeah,
Wait,
that's when you
quick one.
fully started.
Was you there when I smoked him in table tennis?
This guy's a waffler.
think
Wallahi,
you were there.
this guy's a waffler.
Probably.
Probably, my guy. Probably, see it there? He knows I smoked you. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. As you were.
We're gonna end this debate.
Yeah. To be fair, I definitely wasn't working.
I never won.
Yeah, we never worked.
He
I
used to
can't lie.
chase me
Yeah,
half the time,
we never
I'm
know. Yeah. Oh yeah. You on the same team, innit?
Yeah, I was his
One that was my
manager.
supervisor.
Yeah, I
bro.
remember that. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
was a free man, and he used to
Yeah.
always chase me like, come on, man. I used to be like, Wonda, allow
You know that
me,
makes
bro.
it worse when it's your boy who's also your.
He used to always
That's
be
the
like,
worst thing.
That's the worst one.
He used to be like, back
The
me.
lines can't be blurred
He used to
sometimes.
be like, shut up, back me, help me to help
Help
you. And
me,
I used to
help
be
you.
like, Yeah.
Because
Jerry
I was
Maguire.
backing him, but he wasn't even driving. I was like,
Every time, because I work from home, innit? So every time I used to come in the office, all I see is this guy just walking around.
Yeah.
I see him just like thinking, bro, this guy, why is he
He's stressing him. Yeah.
I was a free spirit.
Yeah, no, something. Listen, sharp. Spread your wings, baby. Spread your wings, man. You got to fly. You got to fly sharp.
oh, yeah.
And then obviously you went into your, that's when you started your journey of doing other income. So you then started, I believe it was a perfume that you started.
Yeah, so I
first,
think,
wasn't it?
so when I came to work, I think it was like just before I started praying. Then after that, obviously, I stopped a lot of things, and I just had a little epiphany. And I started praying, and I was just like, as you go and pray, you start looking into the deen, etc. You
It
just
opens up a bit.
yeah, and your heart opens. You're like, wow, this deen is beautiful. Like, why is there so many things that people are doing, but they don't know about the virtue of it? You know, being kind, etc. And you just like, it just motivates you. You just think, you know what? There's a purpose in life if you just change your intention. And it just like, it really put me in a different like mind frame of things. Like, it just kind of opened my eyes. Like, this is the clarity I needed. This is the peace I needed. This is the purpose that I needed. Like, you know what I mean? If you said, if I wanted to be a footballer, everyone said everyone has their purpose. But for me, it was like, my purpose was just to worship Allah. Like, you know what I mean?
Find peace.
Like, obviously, yeah, find peace, and everything that you do, you work, whatever. That's your means, but my purpose was like, this is what I need to do. And, you know, my life just opened, you know, like a lot of things that I stopped, like, you know, like social media, whatever, like YouTube, whatever. And whatever I made dua for, like Allah was giving it to me. I was like, I'm staying here, man. This is nice.
Life is good here.
Life is good here. Like, it's really good here. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just went into different avenues. I think I started selling perfumes, etc. And that's quite hard to do at a time where sometimes people will think, oh, like, I've got a name. This is like, you know, so how people can be blinded by themselves. Like, why am I selling this? Like, you know what I mean? I should be somewhere better. Like, you become blinded with your egos. And it's just like, alhamdulillah, I'm glad, again, going back to where I grew up, was just like we're content with whatever, even if we have to be a bin men, like we have no shame in that. You get it?
100%.
And sometimes I feel like a lot of people that I speak to now that are like on the social media world, whatever, and of influence, whatever, like when we talk, it's like they're shy to do certain things. And I always talk them into it, like, listen, don't ever like, if you're thinking about what people are thinking of you, then you're not going to go far. No. You're not going to go far with what you want to do, like in your social media platform, and you're not going to go far in life anyway.
And also, you got to deep it. A lot of these things, again, not to judge anyone, but a lot of these things, is even barakah in their money.
No, absolutely.
Depending on how they're making it. So they might think, oh, I don't want to be a bin man.
Of course.
But really, his money might stretch tenfold.
No, it's not. It might. It will.
That's what I'm saying.
It's literally, it will. Like that's
barakah,
what it is.
So
like when it comes to barakah and like money,
so that's why you can't judge anyone or belittle things. And
100%. And it's like
your money is so important.
Yeah, bro.
Like people don't understand. Like there's people that can have like £300 in their account. And that'll last them for time, by the way. You know what I mean?
Get everything they need. And still have.
And there's people that got bags in their account.
And they feel like they're broke all the time.
And they're broke. They're stressed. They're just thinking, okay, cool. I need to get ways to make money. So when you get barakah in like what you're earning, whatever it is, like I've always put my hand up to them people, because it's like that's what I want to be. You get? I don't want to be people that are like perceived in this light in a world where it's social media, but they're not happy. They're not content. You know. Nowadays, a lot of discussions happening about mental health, anxiety. All this stuff comes in because you're thinking about these other elements. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would I want to be in that situation? You know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, the Prophet ﷺ used to say always, like, you know, don't get stung by the same thing twice. So either learn from your mistake or learn from other people's mistakes. And you know, that's always been like my map to life. Sometime, you know, I might have got things right and I might have got things wrong, but that's always been my foundation. Like,
barakah in English, like blessings.
Blessings,
Now,
blessings,
for like, I'm sure there's a lot of non-Muslims.
Sorry guys.
Blessings. Like, you know what I mean?
In,
when you do good things, when you're, you know, trying to work things according to the right way, you know, legal, legit, whatever. Like whatever you do, there's a blessings to it. You know what I mean? So, and also there's even more blessings when you start giving sadaqah, like charity. You know, like
diminish your wealth.
It will never ever. It will never take away your wealth. You know, sometimes all of us can fall in where you're thinking, you hold on to it because you're just. It's just again, like it's the country we're in, innit? It's just, you become selfish without not knowing.
Debit coming out.
Direct debit bills, this and that. But it's like
I've always said. I think I read it somewhere, which I've always like adopted it. It's like it said. Giving charity will never make you broke.
Never.
Will never miss. So no matter how much you give.
But it's also having that tawakkul in Allah, that full trust to know that if I give, I'm going to get it back. People give and they'd be like, let me just...
It's true.
Like from my personal experience, like any little good thing I try to do, like I've seen it in my eyes, man. It's just like, it's crazy. Like, yo, I might have just given, let's say £1 to someone or £10 or whatever. Like, I've just seen it come back to me in a way that's crazy.
And more.
Don't expect
and more.
Sometimes it's more.
Sometimes it happens, for me, it happens a lot of times the next day. I'm thinking, I like this. But sometimes you forget the blessings of giving.
Of course.
And like when you do it, when you talk about it, you're thinking, I need to give more. Like, you know, and that's why one of the things that, you know, I'm always going to be passionate about. And one thing I've always tried to have consistent was charities. Like, I've always been somewhat passionate. Like, whenever I had a platform, even when them times, you know, we've done charities for Gaza. If you remember, like it's 2012, like I'm 17, whatever. So that's something I've always had, and I feel that could possibly be the means to, like, you know, open a lot of doors that Allah opened for me. You know, and I always advise everyone else to do the same.
It's one of the pillars. It's literally the fundamental of being a Muslim. You can't call yourself a Muslim if you're not willing to help others. Charity and zakat is one of them. You have to pay your dues financially as well.
Of course.
Yeah, so
then when you went into obviously you done the perfume, then I think you went into the cupping. I'm just trying to build it up so we get to the main attraction. You know,
What's hot right now?
Yeah, what's hot right now? And
Yeah.
what everyone's talking about. Allow Mubarak. Obviously, you went from perfume to cupping. You're trying to get your hands in different
Yeah,
whatnot, and then you found yourself. And I remember we spoke about it before you eventually went on to. Remember when we spoke? We said, "Oh, remember we went to Umrah and it's the." Remember you told me you said, "Oh, it's the mushakal thing." And
Yeah,
similar to that.
yeah.
And I said, "Oh, that's a banging concept.
Yeah,
bro. Like, if we
yeah,
bring
yeah.
that here,
Yeah.
because there's none of that here."
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Umrah in 2019. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's them
Yeah.
little stores. You see bear man just drinking.
But it's mad because it's similar concept, but it
Yours
doesn't
completely
taste.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't,
completely
yeah,
different
it's
taste.
completely
Yeah, yeah.
different. It's just so unique, and it's like it's not the same, but the concept is similar.
Yeah.
But I think it's just where I grew up. Like we just grew up to be hustlers. Like like if you go back to like Makkah, you see like a 10-year-old selling things.
seen
Well,
it. Yeah.
You figure the 10-year-old is not doing that here. They get he's on his game for you, and it's like these guys are hustlers. These guys like they're 10 years old, but they're like the mind of a 20-year-old. So I've always liked to get my hands on different things. If I like to do it, I don't care what it is, I'll do it. Like if I'm passionate about it and I'm excited, and I feel like it'll benefit people. One brother beautifully gave me advice like Wonda, always try to do something that will benefit people, and you can benefit from it as well. And I think that's something that kind of stayed on my brain. Like, so whenever there's
Very
opportunities,
true,
you know, because if you can benefit people and you can benefit your community or your friends or whatever,
and still benefit yourself.
yeah, and it's
process.
that's beautiful. Like that's the best thing because you can put yourself in a situation where you're just benefiting. You're not really bringing people. You're not even benefiting your community.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuck with me, and I always just thought,
I've
that's
seen the grind, mashallah, Allah Mubarak. He literally gets up like
I've literally
2,
seen
3
it.
o'clock in the morning.
I've seen it
Getting
from
the
when
fruits
he
and that.
day
Mashallah.
one. I've seen the growth, and to where it is now, wallahi, makes me so happy. And may Allah continue to bless it for you, bro. Like, it is beautiful, especially now when you see like random celebrities drinking and they say, "Oh, blood, this thing is mad." Yada yada yada. I sit there and I'll be like, "Oh my god."
What flavor is the top seller?
that's the question I get asked every weekend.
There's only one that's sensational, man.
But you know what? These subjective.
all of them
Obviously,
are.
no, it's
It's
subjective.
No, they're all sensational. But
Yeah,
What's
for
your
him,
top?
for him? Yeah,
original, nothing touches the original.
Original. What flavors is it?
I can't like twist.
Original is
A lot of people say twist. I like that.
yeah. So original is guava, mango, and banana. But you know what? It's crazy because every week, if we get new customers or someone that's inquired, like, "Oh, what's the most popular? Which one would you recommend? What's your favorite?" I'm like, "Bro, it's not even like that. It's like I make the same quantity, all of them. So if I make 10 bottles each, that's it. So I can't really give you what's the most popular.
Yeah.
Every day it changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some days it's
Flavor
like
of the week almost.
yeah. Some people like the first hour, like one flavor will finish, but the rest end of the night will go. You know what I mean? Some people are not fast. Some people they like their particular flavor.
Do you have a personal preference? Like,
And I don't,
Yeah, you
but I grew up on not grew up on, but original was the one that
That
kind of
you- yeah.
inspired me. You know what I mean? But to be honest, they're all right. But I don't drink my drink, by the way.
Huh?
No, I don't drink my drink.
for real?
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, like, I don't. So it's like it's mad because
Like
chefs-
chefs don't eat their own food. like, when they
Yeah.
cook.
Is there a reason for that? Or
Yeah.
nah, you know what? Like whenever I try something new, I taste it, and if we perfected it, that's it. You know, like, and since we started, I think we started in June 2020, and since it carried on, like everyone's like, "Oh, Wonder, like you must bang this all the time." Like, no, I don't. And then I just kind of run with a theme, like you don't get high on your own supply, etc. Right?
just about to say that.
And then it was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not tempted to drink it. It's tempting because it's a banging drink, like
Yeah,
for
of
everyone.
course, yeah.
My mom backs it every day
Yeah.
whenever we make it. My little brother backs it all the time, but I just don't drink it. It's not that I don't want to, but
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
it's just like I created a little record. I don't want to break it. I'm just being silly with it,
fair play, fair play.
but everyone else drinks it though.
Nah, it's proper.
Where
stuff,
we putting
man.
the link?
Oh, do you know what? I always say,
Yeah.
but it never goes there.
That's what I was asking you.
No. You just set me up.
No, I wanted to know it. You're the
Nah,
link
we're
man.
gonna put it in the description, of course.
that's it.
I
at
appreciate
Wondamix
it.
on Insta.
And just for clarity, it's not the drink. I was just trolling.
Yeah,
them.
well,
I was
it's
just
not-
last with it, but
it's a lot
you
better.
can check the social media and I think is alhamdulillah, I think is doing okay, and I think the thing that's helped it was always try to give back. You know, I think when we first opened, the first week was like going to charity.
Yeah.
And then like just doors of barakah just happens like as we try to. That's become my ethos in life. You know what I mean?
Very important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's
And it's
just
beautiful to see that you're now touring London, the UK. I was about to say touring London. You're touring
He's
the UK,
he's
but
moving like a rapper.
He's acting like a
Catch me on, catch me on.
I'm in your city. I'm in your city.
nah.
He's out here with Shahwat.
Yeah, big up Shahwa, man.
Big up Shahwat. Shout out Barakah.
Nah, they show us love, man. They show us love. Like in the UK, like alhamdulillah, like people show us love outside of the UK. Like we get, like I was replying to an email today from Oslo, like just inquiring about it.
Wow.
Like it's crazy how social media works. It's like people are interested around the world. Yeah, and the buzz is kind of growing, alhamdulillah. And it's like people are inquiring like, oh, when can I get my hand on it? Sometimes people came from different cities to try it. I wouldn't like to believe they just came for that. But some say like, you know what, I'm just here for this, by the way. So, but
it's beautiful to see.
yeah, no, of course. It just that motivates me. Like it's not even the money. It's like if people are actually enjoying this so much, it's like there's times I don't even want to wake up and do it because it's hard work. I've done so many lines of things in my life, and this was like the most physically draining thing
Just
I've ever.
quickly give like people a breakdown of like I know how early your day starts in it.
Yeah.
You've showed me and we've talked about it many times, but just for the viewers that don't know, give us your breakdown of a day of when you're
A day in the life.
a day in the life of Wonder.
in the life.
One day we'll get a camera to follow you around, but until we get there, just
Yeah.
give
I
them
think we've done a little.
Do that little day in the life.
We've done a bit of. Done a bit of some. It was kind of lame actually. It was like a behind the scene. I need to get a better cameraman. I done it. It was dead. But yeah, like I think because the fruits arrive from it comes to the airport. So these are freshly fruits, and these are not fruits that you just get from your local shop. They're expensive as well, and they're like premium, sweet, whatever. And the challenge I have with drinks is the seasonal. So seasonal, the fruits changes, etc. So to get always the nicest fruit is a challenge. So I go to the airport, like it comes. You see how all the local shop, all the fruit and veg sellers, they get their stuff from there. So they go there in the morning as well, but they come later, like 5 o'clock in the morning. So the earlier you go, the better that you can catch things.
Yeah.
So obviously you go, you check the fruits. Like I have to do every week. I have to audit it just to see the fruits are in.
What's the taste?
Yeah.
Like, what's the test? You squeeze it.
It varies.
I see them.
Pause.
I swear. Yeah, pause. Yeah, pause. Yeah. Don't break your fast, yeah, guys. Please, yeah.
But different fruits have different ways to test it. But just to see the ripe, the sweetness, etc.
Yeah.
And because I've built great relationship with them, I have that access. Yeah.
And you know what you're looking for now, obviously.
Yeah.
Like
You have
colour,
experience what you could look for, how
colours.
long it might take, the challenges on it. Sometimes it takes longer than it
Is there a
should to
particular
ripe.
fruit that you just it's like your arch nemesis. Like you just think, oh, this one's all
Brazilian guava, I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's the nicest guava. It's actually the nicest
But you hate it
guava.
because it's the hardest to get.
Not the hardest to get, but it takes the longest to ripe.
Okay.
It takes forever. So it will take weeks.
Oh, so now sometimes you're just
So it's just like you're stuck, but it's actually the nicest. In the beginning, it stinks, but it's the most sweetest guava that I've. And it's pink. It's pretty, man. I started learning, getting into fruits and that.
What do they call it? A botanist.
Man said it's pretty.
It's pretty. But yeah, we go like in middle of the night, like I hardly sleep, so it's just like it's tiring.
So this is like before Fajr times.
Yeah, like I'll go there like from 12 and I'm there for like 4 hours, sometimes 3 hours, an hour, just to get the right fruits. I have to go through them because I made mistakes in the beginning.
To bed.
Yeah,
Just finishing dead late.
Yeah. So go there, physically carry it, put it in the car, take it to the house, wherever it is, and then physically take it out, get it ready, cutting, all that stuff. It's just like it's proper hands-on. It's hands-on, and like because I'm so passionate about the quality of it and the consistency of it.
Yeah.
It's like I've become obsessed with it. Where it's just like you don't want it to kind of change differently. You know what I mean? You've set a standard, and because you've got standards, and the buzz or whatever, and it's just like you want to obtain that. You want to know. Everyone's always going to say like, I want to see what the hype is about.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to always have the regular customers. You might have new people, and they want to see what it is. So
And you want new customers. Like
no,
any
absolutely.
business will tell you that.
Yeah. I've built amazing relationship with my customers. To the point where I see them as family. Like, I mean, they're amazing people. So so it's just like focus on the quality of it. the cutting, the making, the filtering, like filter out a lot of things, the packaging. It's not everyone just sees the taste of it, but
They just see the end
And
product.
people
the
just
end
think,
product,
yeah,
I
bash
can
it in a
make this,
blender.
yeah.
Mix it up,
Mix it
throw
up,
into a
Bob's
bottle.
your uncle.
Good to go. Yeah.
It's
And
not-
it's just
it's
like,
not the case. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
the case.
You know, I've had guys saying, "Wonder, I was trying to get the."
I don't make it at home. Like,
I was
what's
trying to
the
make it at
secret
home,
recipe?
but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's not working for me. You know, I'm like, just buy it, man.
Yeah,
like,
just
let
buy
me
it.
be stressed about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's just it's a full on experience, but it's full on like labor work. And on top of that, obviously in the beginning, the first week or two, it was just like collection, and then I added delivery. So now it's like I'm doing deliveries now. You know, like on the weekend was just like West, not London, North London, South, the whole London.
Yeah.
And now we built demand like outside the country, people want it, and it's just like, how do you obtain that, and how do you stay consistent with it?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like we have a approach to it. Like we treat it like it's a special thing. You know, we don't make it because you ask for it. I just make it, and if you buy it, you buy it. So it's only limited stock. You know, we stick to that. You know, people are like, I wonder why do you make more? Like you can make more money or whatever. It's just like, but that's not the objective here, though.
objective
You know what I mean?
And also, if you make it in mass production, you might lose that quality.
100.
The quality.
You're now making it in bulk. Like,
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
when
people
it's,
get greedy like
a
that,
limited
like-
amount, the demand is going to be higher.
Yeah, because you're missing out, and they're like, no, I'm gonna fix up tomorrow because I only have it on a weekend. I'm gonna fix up next day. You know, I need to get my hands on it, and I've just stuck to that model, and you know, it's just like
It's worked for you.
Yeah, it's like
for you,
it's like Yeezy, but it's not like Yeezy.
I
You
know
get what I'm
what
trying to
you
say?
mean,
Yeah, just like, and it's within my capability. You know what I'm saying? You like that, yeah?
This guy's a big kid.
Yeah, no.
I love that one. I love
No, but just like, but I believe in a product, and it's special, and
love
I'm gonna
that,
treat
yeah.
it special.
Do you need delivery drivers? I got my boy Sharp.
I'm ready.
He's ready, boy.
I'll be drinking it. I'm not even going to lie. He knows. Wallahi.
You'll be delivering it.
I'll be drinking it. I'll drink it
I
out
will
my
never
mouth.
say in front of camera. I will never hire Sharp. I managed him one time. I'm never gonna do that again. Yeah,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah.
I've done my time with him.
I'm a
yeah.
free spirit.
You might get your delivery late, and it's
Yeah.
100% is coming late, and 100% I'm drinking majority of it.
yeah.
Coming late, drinking it, and just
But you're getting vibes. Yeah, you're getting vibes.
Yeah,
You're getting
fantastic
vibes.
service.
I'll
with
give
him,
you
fantastic service.
Tyrese, innit?
Yeah, fantastic
Hello, Cool
service.
J.
You're a menace to society.
Leave me alone, bro. What's next for Wondamix?
What's next for Wondamix? Well, what's next for Wondamix? The drinks. Just see where it goes. You know, it has a lot of potential. You know, a lot of people are interested in it, etc. But again, I'm someone that doesn't like get excited about things too much. You know, I just put my head down and just be reasonable and level-headed about things. You know, I don't get gassed about where it could go, what people say, etc. I just take it there as it comes, and inshallah, it has a lot of potential. Only Allah knows where it could go. But alhamdulillah, we're grateful of what he's doing for now. And you know, it has so much potential. I genuinely believe if the right person took it to the next level, it can go. It can become the next.
It could be in the shelf somewhere in the shop.
Yeah. It can take over Innocent with chest out, like you know,
I love
and
that.
like chest out. Like,
100%.
you know what I mean?
Way better
I don't
than
think no
Innocent.
drink will touch
I'll
it.
tell you that
I'll be
right
honest
now.
with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it Wondermix with the Tesco meal deal?
Huh?
I'll be a shout out.
Listen, why not? Why not? But you know, you never know.
You never know.
And what's next for me? I don't know. I just take every day as it comes. I like to plan, but Allah is the best of planners. But also just see where it goes. I think it's exciting. I think it's more exciting when I don't give it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more exciting because then it's like, what is the next step? What are we gonna do? You know, and it has that element of surprise to it as well. So
I
Hopefully,
appreciate you
inshallah.
coming on. And
thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man.
May Allah continue to bless it for you and grant you
Ameen.
many
Ameen.
barakah. May Allah protect you and guide you always.
I mean,
Just a quick one. If you could give a quote to somebody, what would it be?
a quote.
Yeah.
Wow. Caught me
What's the
off guard.
saying? What's the saying that you live by that you'd want to give to someone?
Be sincere in whatever you're doing. Be sincere in whatever you're doing, and if your sincerity is for a good cause, it will definitely come back to you.
I love that. We
Beautiful.
appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
Had to be deep in that.
Yeah, well, that was a very deep one. I like that.
Thank you, guys.
Ended
man.
it well.
for
Thank you
having
for coming on. And my boy, it's your time now, bro. This is your moment to shine. Do you, baby?
Big kid. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. May Allah accept your fast.
I mean,
Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment down below as well.
peace.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.